Breaking news on 41 Action News starts right now.
An ice storm warning for Kansas City.
Yeah, we have team coverage as ice covers roads and runways, causing crashes and plane delays.
That icy weather moved in quickly this morning, catching a lot of people off guard all over Kansas City.
41 Action News meteorologist Jeff Pitter is tracking this ice storm. And Jeff, what is the radar showing right now?
We'll look at it here, and actually we here at 41 Action News were the first to switch to the fact that we could have an ice storm last night. Gary talked about it, and let's take a look. Sleet and freezing rain. Out in Lawrence on our KB Complete Skyview network, it's white on the ground. That is sleet. That is frozen rain, those little pellets that reach the ground. As we look at the Kansas City Zoo, the trees are covered in ice. That is freezing rain, liquid water freezing on contact. But the roads and the pavement are mostly wet. Decks and overpasses are icy, and maybe some untreated surfaces, your driveway, patio, those could be icy as well, as we've had this huge area of rain from Texas all the way up into the Great Lakes, and on the western edge, it is freezing rain and sleet. And the heaviest right now is beginning to shift east of I-35, although there are still some freezing rain and sleet showers off to the west. Temperatures are critical, and Gerard's going to be talking about this here in a minute. He is here as well. 31 Lee Summit, 31 downtown, 28 in Olathe with the freezing rain. Rain in Knob Noster, 34. So the ice lines between Lee Summit and Knob Noster. And then off to the northwest, the precipitation is ending, but it's 25 in St. Joseph, 26 at KCI, 26 in Topeka. Temperatures are going to start falling, so these wet, untreated surfaces will start to freeze as the afternoon goes on, especially after 4 or 5 p.m. So 25 degrees, freezing rain and sleet ends by about 1 or 2 o'clock here in Kansas City, 20 degrees this evening. Watch for black ice. It is going to be a very interesting week of weather. Let's go to Jade. How are the roads looking now?
Hey, this is much better than we were seeing this morning. We obviously have a lot less traffic out there than we were seeing on the morning rush hour. That certainly helped. We had lots and lots of crashes this morning, but still in those bridges and overpasses, that's where we're seeing those icy conditions. Right here on I-670, this is in KCK as you're heading towards KC Mo. We've had lots of crashes here. This is, of course, an overpass. You have a lot of that cold air coming in underneath, causing for those icy conditions. We've had several crashes there. We've heard reports of 71 Highway being very slushy, and sometimes that slushiness also kind of makes you kind of swerve around a little bit on the roadway. And we had a couple of crashes, even one vehicle that went into a pond nearby or a river nearby. So some issues there. This is 71 Highway at Blue River Road. Thankfully, no accidents out there right now, and things are really starting to clear up. No major issues or slowdowns, so we're going to keep an eye on this for you, of course, and bring you more in a little bit. But 41 Action News reporter Stephen Dial, he's been in Storm Tracker since early this morning. Actually, Storm Tracker really iced over. He had to go out and scrape it off, I believe. So you've been watching these conditions all morning long into this afternoon now. Just how icy is it? How has it changed out there?
Oh, it's definitely changed since about 5 o'clock in the morning. We're on 435 in KCK, and I want you to take a look at the roads as we're getting off the ramp. Definitely having that sleet and that freezing rain all morning long, and as you can see, there's some slick spots, and the white stuff on the road is not snow, it's ice. And so crews have been going by all morning, salting the roads and the highways. I want you to take a look at video that we shot earlier this morning of an accident involving 4 vehicles. 4 trucks. One was flipped over on the roof, had to be turned over, and a Spectrum utility truck, a work truck, was also a part of the guardrail was ripped off, and the truck was in between the guardrail and the street. And so luckily the good news there was no major injuries to report, according to police at last check that we got. Now back here in the Storm Tracker, I want you to take a look at the outage map for KCP&L. And as you can see, there's some little pockets earlier today in the Raytown area. More than 1,500 people were without power. Right now you just see single-digit numbers. So we're going to continue to monitor the roadway on 435. Definitely a lot more treatment on the roads, but still a lot of ice. So you might want to take it slowly if you are hitting the roads. Back to you guys.
Storm Tracker on 41 Action News is sponsored by Gladstone Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram.
Stephen, thank you. In addition to the roads being that way, the ice storm is also grounding a lot of flights in and out of KCI this morning.
41 Action News reporter Ray Daniel is at the airport talking with travelers who are stuck. Ray, what's KCI doing to get those planes back in the air?
Well, Cynthia, we are here right now, and I just kind of want to show you exactly what Aubrey and I are seeing. You know, this is packed ice right now, and there have been snow crews left and right just treating the snow as well as ice. Here's video, actually, of those plane crews, you know, de-icing, using de-icing chemicals to treat those planes. And because of that, there's been a lot of canceled flights, delayed flights. You know, we spoke with some passengers that are either stuck here all day or some that just got here really early, just hoping that their flight won't be canceled.
Originally I'm from Arizona, so I never had any flight delays or anything because we don't have weather like this, so this is the first for me.
My flight's at 2, and right now I'm hoping that it still gets out, but in looking at the weather, it doesn't look real favorable.
Yeah, one passenger we spoke with, he's been here since around 9 o'clock this morning, and his flight, you know, it got delayed until 5 p.m., so he won't leave until later this evening. We have seen that a lot of planned flights will be scheduled to go out either later this afternoon or this evening, but in terms of this morning, a lot of canceled and delayed flights, so be sure to check KCI on whether or not your flight has been canceled. Reporting at KCI, Ray Daniel, 41 Action News.
All right, Ray, thank you. It looks just miserable outside right there. You can see her blinking with the ice and the rain. We are trying to keep track of the outages in the metro as well. Right now, there are 9 in Overland Park, 3 in Independence, 2 in Olathe. This is on the KCPNL page online. These numbers are actually much lower than they were earlier this morning when the ice first started to come through. But with ice building on some power lines, things could still get worse throughout the day.
And now we want to show you a live look at some traffic outdoors. This is a live look at the camera at the 169 and the Broadway Bridge. As you can tell, the camera is just starting to ice over. You can see very few cars on the road, and those that are on the road are managing to make it as they take it nice and slow.
And I spent the morning speaking with drivers around Johnson County, including one woman who saw a crash right in front of her. Here are the advice from drivers if you are heading out the door later this afternoon, coming up.